Hello everyone! For this video, we will be using Miya. Because of the low amount of heroes that I have in my account, I have to use Miya. And either way, later on, our enemies will absolutely be violated. And this video will also act as a tutorial for the beginners. It will be just a bit of a guide for people who want to use Miya. Anyways, without further ado, let's go on with the video. The first skill that Miya has to unlock is the second skill and not the first skill. I just did a bit of a mistake here because the second skill is the one which deals more damage and it also deals some CC to the enemy. The reason why I sold the boots and then bought an offensive item for Miya is because it would give me a bit of an advantage against my lane opponent. If I were to keep the boots, I'll have less damage. The only time I will have just a little bit of disadvantage or equal advantages is when the opponent is early game good or if the opponent also did the same strategy as you. Now I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea how I was able to steal the gold buff here, but I think the luck was on my side.
I can handle that.
Now if you're a Miya, don't be too aggressive even if you have Inspire. I know Miya with Inspire is a bit strong, but you have to wait for like other items such as Windtalker, Scarlet Phantom, or maybe even Corrosion Scythe and Demon Hunter Sword. Just wait for those items and you could attack your enemy. Because mostly if your enemy has a tank with them, you would absolutely get demolished in the early game. By the way, once again, I'm surprised on how I actually got that gold buff once again. Now as I stop here, I looked at the map. I tried to find the Balmond and the Miya, as those two are my lane opponents. As I found the Balmond and the Miya in the mid lane, that was a green light for me to be able to farm. Don't be mistaken about only trying to find your lane opponent. You also need to find potential ganks. One gank that can happen here is with the Dairoth. But the Dairoth was in the mid lane, so it was another green light for me to farm. I'm gonna be honest here, even if I'm at Master Rank, I was still very confused about how the enemy just let me get all of that gold. As I noticed how our team made the same mistake of leaving the Moskov in his own lane and farming, I had to go down there and try to attack the Moskov. While trying to contest Moskov's lane, I tried my best to remember to not stick into walls. Also, if you want to be able to defeat a Moskov in your lane, you just have to remember to stay in the middle of the lane. You will be able to outplay him in any way possible. Just do not stick on a wall. I guess you could call that the invisible sidestep no jutsu. Since I saw most of the enemies in the middle lane and the Moskov not to be seen in the map because that Moskov is still probably back on the base and is still going back to defend his lane, I just decided to push and keep on farming. I was in the dilemma whether to use my Inspire, because if I were to use my Inspire, the Moskov might have also used Inspire and would have gotten more lifesteal than me. Either way, it was a bad decision for me to save my Inspire because I could have killed that Moskov there. Mostly because I also have more items than the Moskov, so I'm in a bit more of an advantage. Here, I will use the same jutsu again, the invisible sidestep no jutsu. Inspired by Betoski, by the way.
Wise choice. Slain an enemy.
Remember that if you're worried about the damage of the enemy, just look at the range of attack of the enemy. You just have to sidestep and then avoid that damage.
Our turret is under attack.
I kinda feel bad for the enemy. I mean, just look at the map. They're just spamming the recall.
Destroy the turret.
Hey, I mean, I got shut down, but at least I got some content. I mean, would you look at that? My teammates don't even need me because look at how much they wreck the enemies. That is just absolute destruction. By the way, if it is already in the late game or you're already fat, then you should either take permission from the jungler to take the red buff at least, or just take the red buff because you're good either ways. Of course, for more disrespect, I decided to take more blood even though we were about to finish the game. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the 4th episode of the Coming From The Bottom series. If you want more of this, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the like button. Anyways, that's all that I could say today. Goodbye.